Okay, now it's the final round, the grand final best of three. Yeah, we got Jonathan from Malaysia versus Ivan Lau from Malaysia also.
Yes, they actually came from Kuala Lumpur together for this tournament. So a very
Oh,
good showing from Malaysia in the
yeah.
Asia Championship. So we had seen Jonathan's winning plays last game.
Yeah. And since they are friends, so I think they know each other's style
Yes,
already.
they've actually played against each other many times back home. Jonathan opens with Semi Life. Oh, I always mess up how to pronounce that Mithra's name, but one of the cards he used to win his last match with Dadaluma.
Yeah. And this
Ivan,
backup also help him Dalai Lama to wins the game
Semi
also.
Lafina. Yes. Ivan,
Ah, I saw
is
Skull and
he
Laguna.
playing? Okay, playing Laguna to search for Squall,
Skull.
and then plays Thaumaturge, making Jonathan discard a card. So we've got Mono Ice, a strong and versatile element, versus Wind Earth, which is usually considered the element that's good at handling ice effects. Oh, Jonathan,
Oh,
turn 2 Dadaluma.
yeah. But this round is like I've Elven. I have like three forwards already.
Yeah. But it's Thaumaturge, Laguna, and Squall. Squall attacks, damage goes through. Actually, Squall, let's see what abilities Squall has. Okay, gains plus 3,000 power when Laguna is in play, and when Squall enters play, each player discards one card, but with the Laguna in play, the opponent discards one more. Got 9,000 power Squall. Elgus card is discarded, but instead of discarding, he plays the card to have Semi play ping Dadaluma to take out the Elgus. Ivan off to a strong start. 9,000 power Squall goes through. Party attack, Thaumaturge and
Yeah,
Laguna
finally.
blocked by Dadaluma. Okay, in addition to the block, the Semi Lafia hits Dadaluma, which took out the, I think, Thaumaturge, breaking the party, and then Dadaluma could block and survive. Kamlanat, searching for a dark card. Any dark card, forward or backup, or summon, or monster if there were any dark monsters
Yeah.
in the game.
And
Jonathan
coming
searches for chaos. As we know, chaos can be dulled for 1 point of any element. So handy in a multicolor deck.
Yeah, I can see mostly they use chaos to create the CP for any
Yes.
elements, but never seen they use other dark elements on the
I
field.
Yeah. Ivan played Algus, forcing a discard. Dadaluma attack goes through. Oh, it is not the right Mateus for the EX burst. That would have been very damaging for Jonathan. Ivan at 1 damage, Jonathan at 3 damage.
Oh,
Party attack,
again.
Squall and Laguna. They are 9, 12,000 combined power. Attack goes through. Jonathan's turn. I guess with how quickly these turns are going, you can see both players are very familiar with each other.
Yeah.
Dadaluma attacks, hits, turn passes. Kamlanot probably changed to Ice Element. Ivan's early aggression has prevented Jonathan from building up his backups quickly, but he still has one more backup than Ivan.
Yeah.
Ivan plays an Umaro who searches for a monster, and Ivan puts or searches for Gesper, a monster that, when dulled, forces both players to discard. So we can see Ivan is runs a very discard-heavy deck. Jonathan, 5 points, plays the Star Sybil, who has a reduced cost due to her Mithra bodyguard, Semi Lafia, being in play, searching for I would guess, the Category 11 Moogle. Or no, searching for another Semi Lafia. Perhaps Jonathan is anticipating a discard, and so he's put a card that would not be playing the Diablos, and selecting his break, a 5-cost forward ability, and then Dadaluma attack goes through. Jonathan passes his turn. Kamlanot left on active for a defense. With Renoa out, Squall is down to 6,000 power. Sarah, although Jonathan had no cards in hand, so nothing to discard. But Jonathan has to be careful, as having no cards in hand leaves him vulnerable to the Type 0 Sid. Kamlanot also attacks. Squall blocks. Both players at 4 damage.
Look like Ivan tried to discard a lot of card on Jonathan's hand.
Yes.
This will like he will get less resource and
Yes.
less choice to play.
Yes. Like that is the strength of ice. Oh, second main phase, Wool goes into play. Now, ice also likes to dull and freeze, but Wool can grant brave to any of his allies, so it's one of the very popular earth cards, and especially good with fighting an ice opponent. You are 11 minutes into the finals. Ivan going through Jonathan's break zone. Interesting, in Jonathan's last match, we didn't really see much of Wall.
Right.
But I guess against ice, you do need that brave effect to prevent being locked down. Thaumaturge is played. Jonathan discards a legendary Diablos.
Oh.
A very versatile card. It hurts to have it lost. But still, Jonathan has a strong forward group on the board. Jonathan. Okay. Semi's ability used.
Oh.
Dadaluma hit twice by the Mithra archer, and Dadaluma then throws 2 mithril knives at Sarah, taking her to the break zone.
6 damage already.
Ooh. Block with Thaumaturge and Ivan.
With only one backup for
Yes.
Ivan, it's quite
Sid
tough.
Austin breaks the Warrior of Light. Alstein, another Final Fantasy character whose name I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing right. Oh. Game 1 goes to Jonathan. And the 2 friends have a laugh. I'm sure they probably played against each other before flying to Bangkok. I'd say we've been seeing Jonathan's Dadaluma just kicking a lot of butt.
So it's very different from the last game.
Yes.
Yeah, this is so fast.
Yes. That was interesting. I guess part of it is like these 2 players like did come to this tournament together, so they already have a familiarity with each other's decks.
And for me, it looks like Ivan deck is like cannot like defeat Dalai Lama.
Oh, what deck cannot?
Mr. Ivan deck.
Oh, yeah. I think Ivan was just aiming to, like, kind of discard so many cards to force Jonathan to discard Dadaluma too, but still Jonathan, as we have seen in his matches, he does have ways of bringing back Dadaluma. like the minor, and Minfilia. Two friends having some friendly conversation before their next match. It's either way, the trophy is going to Malaysia.
Yeah. So they are more relaxed.
Yeah. Draw 5. Ivan chooses to redraw.
Yeah, for Final Fantasy rules, we can redraw only one. Only once per
Yes.
game.
And you must redraw all 5 cards. You cannot keep any.
The first player will draw only one card
Yes.
to his hand.
Ivan, first play is the Sid robot.
Yeah.
Breaks to search for a monster. I would guess he uses it to search for the Gesper monster that discards. Oh, first turn, Moogle backup and the Emperor.
Oh. Yes.
The Emperor is especially good against decks that have a lot of targeted abilities. Although Sarah's auto ability is, I believe it's not blocked by the Emperor, so Jonathan will still have to discard. Renoa comes into play, puts Sarah back in. Jonathan at 0 and now 2 cards. Renoa, Opus 6 legend that I think we'll see use in many different decks. Emperor attacks, hit goes through. Guess will Jonathan be trading? Or does he have something in his hand that could handle Ivan's counterattack? Ivan's turn. Jonathan 2 cards in hand, Ivan 3. Both with... Oh, actually, Ivan has no backups. Attack phase. Damage. Renoa attacks.
Oh.
Oh, Hecaton Cheer is used. The Emperor punches Renoa. Although, does Ivan have a counter? Oh, nope. Wait. What was used to take Emperor to the break zone?
To use
Oh.
Doom Train.
Glacia Labolas.
Glacia
Okay. Dealing 7,000 damage to Emperor after Hecaton Cheer had caused some damage.
And now Ivan got Edward
Yes.
on the field. The backup.
Yeah.
And
When
this-
Edward comes into play, he causes his opponent to discard a card. But the legendary Zidane is played with the Dissidia NT artwork.
Oh. You use summon or
Yeah. Mateus breaking a blocker. The
Mateus.
momentum is in Ivan's favor right now. Jonathan with 2 backups and no forwards and no hand and 2 damage. Ivan plays Squall.
attack. Oh.
I believe that Squall has haste when the opponent has 2 or less cards in their hand. And 3,000 when they have no cards. Okay.
Oh, that's why he used a lot of discard.
Zidane, another one is played. Jonathan is in a tough position, and 8,000 power Squall attacks, hit goes through. Jonathan at 5 damage. Second main phase for Ivan. Oh, he's got 5 ice characters. Or...
Often.
Okay, so...
Choose up to
Was Zidane frozen? Oh, I guess... Oh, no. I'm not sure if Orphan's freeze effect activated. I thought it would, but it didn't seem to. As monsters also count as characters. 6 damage. Ishtola blocks and breaks. Zidane, legendary Zidane, or I mean a light Zidane, choosing the draw card as Jonathan already is down to 0 in his hand. Jonathan's turn, draws 2. Jonathan concedes.
Yeah. So they need to
Yes.
complete the third round.
Yeah, Ivan was able to repeatedly hit Jonathan's hand, bringing him to 0 cards, letting Squall gain haste, and plus 3,000 power.
And now Ivan shows that his deck can defeat the Dalai Lama deck also. But this turn I couldn't see Dalai Lama show up.
No. I guess Ivan needs to take Jonathan out before Jonathan can, build up his backups to allow for efficient plays, even in the face of discards.
Yeah. But discard start is also need luck to make sure that he got enough the discard card.
Yes. Although Ivan does run the Laguna that searches for Squall to kind of make things more reliable.
Oh, we still have like 1 hour and 6 minutes left.
Yes.
For the third
much
round.
faster than... Ivan with cactar sleeves. Ivan puts on a jacket as the anime, manga, and other Japanese goods store we're at has pretty cold air conditioning.
And I think my feed rate is make me cold than other people.
Yeah.
Okay, they begin their third round.
Jonathan starts with a minor and a Moogle. By going first and playing backups. I believe his His game plan is probably to build up his backups so the ice discard does not limit his options as hard. Ice discard is a deck that, if you want to compete in Final Fantasy, you must have an answer for it. Discarding Orphan, playing Squall, discarding Sid Alstein to play Gesper, and an ice backup.
Because the Gallids cost only 2 CP
Yeah.
each, so it's easy for him to team up.
Also, Ivan had emptied his hand so he can use Gesper without penalty. Oh! Turn 2 Dadluma and passes the turn. Allows the attack to go through, not blocking with Dadluma due to Squall being 8,000 power. Although now Squall is only 5,000 power. Oh, Squall is back to 8,000. Emperor in play. So all forwards are at 8,000 power right now on all sides. Genesis. Who does Genesis target? Entering the field, he chooses a forward, dulls and freezes it. Basically, Japanese singer, actor, musician Gakuto transplanted to Final Fantasy world.
And Dalai Lama was freeze. Attack with Skull.
Yes.
And now Jonathan got 3 damage already, while Ivan haven't got any damage yet.
Yes. 4, playing Wool with an empty hand. Wool
His
is...
Skull still have like 8,000 power.
Yes. Attack phase, Wool can grant 2,000 power. And Brave. I believe he boosted and braved the Emperor. The attack went through and the Emperor did not need to dull to attack. Ivan's turn. Kuja. Dulled and freezes the Emperor by coming into play. Kuja also has evasive properties, although Ivan does not have enough backups to use it. Oh, I'm sorry. Kuja's ability is to come back from the break zone. But Kuja is also at a beefy 9,000 power.
Yeah.
That's bigger than all of Jonathan's forwards. Though Warrior Wool is able to boost Jonathan's forwards on the attack. For Dadaluma, Brave, and 10,000 power attacks, attack goes through, he passes the turn with 1 card in hand. So that means Squall is at 5,000 power.
Yeah.
Sarah forces a discard. Now Squall is at 8,000 power. Always jumping in power, 8,000 power, Squall attacks. Jonathan takes the hit. He is at 5 damage, 9,000 power, Kuja attacks. What will Jonathan do? He could take the hit, but that is very risky with the board presence Ivan has with 1, 2, 3, 4 forwards.
Without the cards on his hand, it's very tough for him to decide what he's going to do.
He could block with Dadalu. He's taking the hit. Jonathan's turn at 6 damage. Wind and earth is considered some of the best elements to counter ice's dulling, freezing, and discarding, but a well-played mono ice can still power through that. Jonathan considering his options. Brave boosted Dadluma attacks. The hit goes through. Moogle special ability is used to search for any card in the deck. Final Fantasy XI Moogle. This ability is based on how this Moogle is available to all Final Fantasy XI players in their house to store and retrieve their items. Jonathan considering bringing out Maria.
What I can see is that
That's
I want
Maria.
have only. Oh, this is Maria.
It's plus 1,000 power to all
Forward.
of your forwards.
Yeah, what I can see here is that I want have only one backup
Yes.
and like many forwards.
Yes. Now, Jonathan's forwards are all 9,000 power, while Ivan has 8,000 power Squall and 9,000 power Kuja. Then Genesis and Sarah at 7 and 6,000.
Look like Jonathan have a chance to
Yeah.
change the situation here, but let's see because he got 6 damage already.
Yeah. Still, so the Emperor blocks Kuja. They trade and break each other. Both famous Final Fantasy villains.
Party attack.
Yes, Genesis and Sarah together. Jonathan looking through Ivan's break zone.
So 13,000 damage.
Yes. Dadluma or Warrior of Light could take out one of them, but be broken in return. Okay, Dadluma blocks, takes out both of them due to his ability to deal 4,000 damage when he takes damage. 13,000 damage, just enough to break the party. Also, Light Zidane was played. I believe he drew a card with Light Zidane. Warrior of Light buffs himself, attacks. Second main phase of Jonathan Yeah, Warrior of Light for 4 cost by himself. He's basically paying for 10,000 Brave on the attack.
He need more forwards to block.
Jonathan looking through his break zone. Playing Pain. Pain cannot be chosen by, I believe, abilities? Oh no, summons. It's Riku, the other Gullwing, who gives immunity to abilities. Pain gives immunity to her fellow Gullwings against enemy summons. Okay, so Ivan played Time Mage. The turn goes back to Jonathan. Ivan with, what, 1 card in hand?
Yeah.
And 1 backup, so probably not enough to play a surprise summon. So I believe Jonathan can safely attack with Wool. Okay, Jonathan searches for Riku, the other Gullwing. With Riku and Pain both out, they will both be immune to being chosen by summons and abilities, which can go a long way in defending against Ice's ability to shut down with Dull Freeze, and the powerful break effects of Ice summons. So Riku comes into play. Wool attacks with Brave. Umaro EX Burst, allowing Ivan to search for a monster. Ice has a good array of utility monsters with neat abilities like Gasper that don't deal damage but will push the game in your favor. Ivan at 5 damage, Jonathan at 6. He's been at 6 for a while. Guess that's the testament of his very well-tuned play. I would say that Maria buffing all of his forwards by 1000 power really saved him that a few turns ago. Thaumaturge is played, forcing a discard, and with only Gesper forcing another discard, so now Squall is at 8000 power, but no attacks are made, as 9000 power, Pain and Wall are too much at the moment. So Jonathan at 4 backups versus Ivan's 2. We did see in their first game when Jonathan was able to keep a backup advantage, he did eventually win. Okay, attack phase, Wall, Brave, attack goes through. Playing Zidane. 2 Zidans on the field.
But I think I didn't see Ivan. He do search from his deck, but he didn't pick up a card, monster card on his hand.
Oh yes, I missed what if he did choose a monster or not. Oh, Sid Austin played, breaks Wool, Gesper taps, forces a discard. Sid Austin.
No.
I have lost many games to this card.
Yeah, and now they got 6 damage, both of them.
Combat phase, party attack with Squall, Thaumaturge. Zidane blocks, breaks Squall, as Zidane was also at 8000 power due to Maria. Turn passes to Jonathan. Jonathan joking about top decking a Diablos, or hoping he does.
Why Ivan said no, no, no.
As if that Sid breaks, then that would be the game. But 9,000 power Sid is able to trade with Pain. Jonathan planning on using the miner?
Think they have
Yes,
to use
the
it.
miner breaks, brings Wool back to the hand. 2 points for Wool comes back in. Although Wool doesn't have haste, his abilities activate even when he's not attacking. Very solid earth forward. I believe Jonathan gives plus 2,000 to, I believe, Riku, which would put her at 10,000 and Pain at 9,000. Riku attacks with Brave. Zidane blocks. Will Jonathan press the attack? As Ivan would have to block with Sid, but then Pain and Sid both break, but then Riku becomes vulnerable to enemy abilities. Due to the gull wings supporting each other. I'd say the design of the gull wings is one of my favorites in the card game. It encourages kind of like thematic deck building where you play the party as they are in the game. While, say, with this mono ice deck, it's a mix of many different characters from different series.
I see.
Okay, Pain attacks, 9,000 power. Sid blocks, they break each other. Jonathan passes the turn. Ivan draws 2.
So Ivan have
Asia Championships final. 3rd game, each at 6 damage.
Yeah.
Jonathan gives a cheerful jest towards his friend Ivan. Ivan takes a look through his discard, or his break zone.
No, Ivan have only one forward with 1,000 power.
Actually, because Jonathan only has 2 cards in his hand,
so it's plus 4,000
yes,
power. So
thaumaturge.
that one become
Yes.
5,000 power, but
Yeah.
Jonathan got like 8,000 and
Yes, 8 and
7,000.
9.
Plus Maria over there.
Jonathan's turn. Dadaluma,
He's come back.
Warrior of Light, Wool.
The pressure is go to Ivan.
Riku attacks.
Yeah.
Wool attacks, but
Oh, Doom Train.
no, Doom Train, not the other one with the funny name. Does enough to break Wool. Yes, 9,000 damage was dealt to the dull forward. reduced cost due to Jonathan's smaller hand size. Oof. But what can Ivan do? Jonathan has 2 forwards in play, 8,000, 9,000 power, while Ivan has no forwards at the moment.
Yeah, he needs forward.
Yes. He's managed to discard Jonathan's hand to nothing, but Jonathan has very solid forwards on the board already.
Yeah, and
Haste Squall. Blocked by Dodluma. And then Mateus is played, but Ivan concedes he's not able to stop Jonathan in the next turn.
yeah.
Jonathan Tanchu Keong is the Asia champion.
Yeah. Congratulations to Jonathan.
Yes.
And congratulations to Malaysia too.
Yes. The trophy goes to Malaysia. Very down to the very last moment. Third round. Each
Yeah.
at 6 damage.
Yeah.
One card could decide the match, and it did.
This is so fun.
Yes. I would say it's when Jonathan decided to just trade with pain, take out that 9,000 power save. It really opened up. It was risky, but it cleared the way for Jonathan's other forwards to get in.
Yeah, I can see that. This is very should be like very tough situation and get stressed, but since they're board of friends, so it's more relaxed.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
very good. nice game.
And
So yeah.
that's the Asia Grand Championship 2018 in Bangkok.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Andy Chaisiri.
And I'm Zhao from Thailand. And we hope that now we can go to see the giving prize ceremony.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you for watching, and hope to see you next year.
Yeah. See you next year.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yes.
ใช่